was gonna do this with 9 balls, but I only have 5 of these donut holes yet. So these are just they're like reinforcement donut holes. You go to 3M or whatever. Everybody has these. So I used to do this kind of thing a lot back, especially when I used to have a 4x8 back there, and I pretty much played 9 ball all the time. I used to do this kind of thing a lot with 10 balls, including the cue ball. So a 9 ball. And it was a fun practice for me, and I think it was pretty useful. So what I would do is I would put the balls out on the table to where they would go. In other words, I wouldn't cluster a bunch of stuff up because they didn't feel like it. So I would just put the balls out, and then I would take my little donut holes, and I would put one under each of the balls. And actually have too many balls out because the cue ball counts as a ball. So I know this is boring already, but I have a point. Now, in my younger days, because I was in the middle of shooting this stuff, I could remember what was what. The thing about this, I'm going to try to shoot these in order. And if I miss, I put the balls back where they were. And that's kind of back in my younger days, like I said, I could remember if I missed the 4, okay, where was the 4? If I missed the 5, where was it? And I could do that with all 9 balls. So we do that. I didn't say that watching me. There are some channels where they like just go and they just shoot like a 9-ball rack or whatever. For me, that just seems just unbelievably boring, especially when they start talking about you must bounce off this rail for shape or whatever. You must get this angle. Some people aren't even good at stuff like that. If they do something like, oh, this is easy, just shoot top right and come around for shape. Some people aren't any good at top right. They're not experienced enough to be any good at top right yet. So how many times have I said it? Everybody's different. And I don't like telling people what to do or how to shoot. Actually, I forgot I had a hole here for the foot spot, so I could have left that other ball on the table. But then I would always have that. I don't want to do it. So once I would run, and again, back in the day it was 9 balls. If I missed, I put the balls back on the same spots they were on. But if I didn't, I would throw the balls out again, move the cue ball so it's in some random place. And then I would just go in order. I would put each ball on its nearest donut hole. So the 3 would go here because that's the closest one. 4 would go here. 6 would go here. 7 would go here. Oops. And the cue ball would go here. And now this is my new pattern. This is my new thing that I have to do. If I miss, I screw up. Or if I miss, I start over again. Put the balls back where they were. This 3 won't go in the side, and that's kind of annoying. So just shoot them. The nice thing about this, shooting the same stuff like over and over, potentially if I missed, is say I hit that shot way too hard, I came down here. I would get to shoot the exact same shot again in a few more shots, and hopefully we'll have learned something and shoot it better. So you get a really wide range of shots but it's not, for me, it's not as mentally taxing as like breaking a rack of 9-ball or trying to do that. Because there's no clusters. By design, there's no clusters. So it's just a matter of paying attention and see if you bank that 7 in. Just paying attention. So do this as many times as I want. Let's see, so where's my nearest spot? I'm not going to count this spot. Looks like it's going to be him. And then the 6 will go here. And then the 13 will go here. And then 14 will go here. And then cue ball gets the last spot. If we get into a situation where I can't even see the 4 because it's in the way, I would just swap them. This is not a life or death situation. I would just swap them so I can see the stupid ball I'm trying to hit. And then just shoot them. If I missed that 4, I put the cue ball back where it was, put the 4 back where it was, and try again. There, so there's a miss. I did not do that on purpose. Why did I miss that 6? Well, it was a tougher shot than it should have been. And I had to hit the 6 at what I call like a draw drag. And so the cue ball hit the 6, kind of like not really drawing, not really following, kind of sliding, but it was a little bit unpredictable what the cue ball was doing. Now, for me in that case, how do I not do that again? I try to come out a little bit further and maybe even get a straight in shot on the 6. But I do. And I can miss the 4. I was just thinking, I don't want to turn into one of those guys that says, oh, this is how you run a rack. Nah, I don't want to do that. I want to demonstrate this shit. I bounce that a little bit further. But this time I don't really have to do much of that draw drag stuff. I can just shoot basically a stop shot at it, even though it won't stop because it had an angle. I'm perfectly allowed to bank a ball. If I don't like the angle, I don't like the fact that the 14 is kind of there, I'm perfectly allowed to bank it. And do that. So I would just do this as many times as I felt like it until I got bored with this particular layout, this layout of dots. And then once I got bored with it, I would pick these all up. And I would start the whole process over again. Throw balls out on the table, put the dots underneath each ball, and shoot in order. It was fun. I used to do that kind of thing a lot back when I was playing a lot of 9-ball. It was very good practice and it was fun. It never felt like I was shooting drills. Drills bore me to death. But in a way, it kind of was drills. They were just oddly shaped. And as soon as because if I screwed up, I had to start over again with the same drill. Again, it was fun for me to do it, and I really do believe that it helped a lot with my offensive 9-ball. This is an offensive practice. This is not practicing my safeties and crap like that. I don't even want to get into that. So that's it, and hopefully that was halfway informative. Bye, guys.